Okay, first graders, we are going to bar model the problem today. As I was reading this problem, the reason I really wanted to do it with you is because the problem isn't very straightforward in what it wants you to do. The math isn't hard. The math you could do, you'll see how simple the math is in the long run. But as we read these problems, what you're going to start encountering in math is that you have to really think in depth of what the problem's actually really asking you to do. So as we look at this, if we read the problem, it says Willie splashed in 7 more puddles after the rainstorm than Julio. Willie splashed in 11 puddles. How many puddles did Julio splash in after the rainstorm? So we know how many puddles Willie splashed in, but what we're looking for is how many puddles Julio splashed in after the rainstorm. So I already crossed off from our who is Willie and Julio, and then the what is puddles. So as we're looking at this, we have to think about what we know. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and I'm going to underline what we're looking for. We're looking for, everybody reading, how many puddles did Julio splash in after the rainstorm? So what we have to do is we have to take that interrogative sentence that ends with a question mark and change it to a declarative statement. So you're going to say, Julio splashed in blank puddles. Okay, we've taken the question and turned it to into a sentence. So let's read it. Julio splashed in blank puddles. Now from here, we're going to go into what we know. We know Willie splashed in 7 more puddles after the rainstorm than Julio. That's comparing. It's comparing the two. But this is just the clue. It's not going to tell us exactly what to do. We have to go to the next sentence. Willie splashed in 11 puddles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, oh, that tells me exactly how many puddles Willie splashed in. Well, how many did he splash in?
He splashed in
11. So on my bar, I'm going to draw 11 puddles. So I'm going to draw my bar and I'm going to put just 11 puddles in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now you can just do a bar if you would like. That is fine as well. I always will show both because it's important to know that you can do both. You don't always have to draw the puddles, but I did for those who are a little bit more visual.
Yeah, you could just
So now I'm going to cross off the 11 puddles. Now I know this seems really different because we always use this first, but this is what we know and we want to show what we know. Well, now we're going to go back here and we're going to say, well, do we know how many puddles Julio splashed in? Not yet. We have to go back into our problem. We know Willie splashed in 7 more puddles after the rainstorm. So he splashed in 7 more. So over here, I'm going to say, well, this is about 7 more. So I'm going to say that's 7 more. Just a second, Talis. So I'm going to count this. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 puddles. So this is how many more Willie splashed in than Julio. Julio got called home. Julio got hurt. I don't know what happened. But now if we look at our bar, what do we have, class? I hope you're saying it in your head. We have a whole and a part. If we have a whole and a part, what do? We know we subtract to get our whole, or you use a missing addend to add to get your whole. So you're going to come over here and you're going to say, okay, we know Willie splashed in 11 puddles. We know he did 7 more than his friend Julio. And Julio, we still don't know. Now, if we take that back into our problem, Talis, can you be a little bit quieter, please? So we could say, okay, 11, we'll do our minus and plus, okay? We can put our fact family together. 11 minus 7 equals a question mark. 11 minus the question mark will equal 7. Well, now if we do our addition statements, we can do something plus 7 equals 11. Something plus 7 equals 11. 7 plus something equals 11. Well, now our work is extremely easy. All
Yeah.
we're searching for
Yeah,
is
is-
our question mark.
Yeah, so it's intentionally 7 plus 4 equals 11.
Exactly. We know 7 plus 4 equals 11. You can solve that by counting on. You can say, okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's how I initially solved it. But there are students who do things other ways.
Yeah,
there are
like-
multiple ways to do it. You could also look right here at the picture.
Yeah,
you could say,
like-
oh, look right here. This is Julio's right here. This is our question mark right here. So right here, there you would also know that, well, he splashed in 4 puddles. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put our 4 puddles here, and now we're going to read our whole sentence. Everybody ready? Reading? Julio, with me, Julio splashed in 4 puddles. And that is how you would bar model this. So let's go through. I have my who, my what, I have my bar. You need just one of the two. I have my number bond, and I have my fact family down here. I know that 4 would be this on each one. Okay? And that is how you would bar model that one. We're going to do a lot of problems like this week.
Yeah. And, well, thanks for joining us today.